ooh, the Democrats are scared of us. It's because we're strong. But when you call them weird, all of a sudden, they're not strong. They're just gross. New poll, 55% of voters in swing states thinks that Donald Trump is weird.
So this is registered voters across the... And I think this also gives you an indication that the Kamala Harris campaign...
Bro, I swear to God, this is like, I'm seeing the dominoes fall, dude. I have personally never seen like the Democratic Party actually lean into some good shit ever. They always run so goddamn scared. Oh my God, I'm so happy. It's just, there's still so much more that the Democratic Party needs to do. But overall, it does feel weird to see them actually do things that I've been begging for them to do for years. It feels great to have this vindication at the very least. Like, I'm not exactly pro-Democratic Party by any means, as you guys know, and actively criticize them. Some of those issues that they criticize them on is this shit. So, you know, it makes me feel a little happy in spite of all the other awful stuff that they have not moved on at all. The fact that the Tim Walz choice and what that spells, awesome.
Is working. So this is registered voters across the 7 closest states back in the 2020 campaign: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Earn their position. Kamala Harris, 45% of voters say that she earned her position. Compare that to Donald Trump, just 42%. Donald Trump and his campaign is losing the messaging war right here. How about they are weird? This is not where Donald Trump wants to be leading it, but 55% of voters in those 7 states say that Donald Trump is weird, compared to just 39% for Harris. So the Harris campaign...
Bro, that's a dagger, okay? And it actually pairs well with what I was talking about. Because it is something that Donald Trump despises, right? Here's the Atlantic article. This is the most important part of the Atlantic article. Something else, and something quite important, has changed. The whole landscape of the campaign has been transformed. The rise of Harris instantly cast Trump in a new light. He formerly seemed more ominous and threatening, which, whatever its political drawbacks, signals strength. A thing that I've been saying over and over again. That's why the weird thing is so much better than just saying he's scary and a racist and a dictator. Now he seems not just old, but low energy, stale, even pathetic. He has become the political version of Fat Elvis. You feel me? I told you guys, it is a perfect way to capture the attention of moderates, those who are not paying super close attention to this race, because the Democrats, I think, are correct when they say the Republicans have C-style policies, but obviously consistently saying they're racist is not hitting all of the avenues, all of the demographics that it's supposed to hit. When you call them weird, on the other hand, you basically deflate the entirety of their culture war narratives that they run on. It's obsessive. It's gross. But most importantly, it neutralizes it. Because if they were, if they were talking about this as like as though they're scared, Republicans can run on a message of being strong, right? Ooh, the Democrats are scared of us. It's because we're strong. But when you call them weird, all of a sudden, they're not strong. They're just gross. It's like being in an argument with someone and they say that your breath stinks. That's actually awesome. I never even thought about that. That's like the nuclear option. Would this stuff have worked as well in 2016? No, because in 2016, Donald Trump was new. He was an unknown entity. He had the capacity to run as an anti-establishment figure going up against a very unpopular establishment figure. But after 4 years of him being president, you can't really do that anymore. You can't be like, oh, I'm an unknown guy. I might do something crazy, Box CEO Kamala Donor weighs in on Trump's AI takes, raises a good point. This should rightfully weird out the crypto AI bros who have been following tech advancements with a fine-tooth comb. Wait, what? Dude, I don't think that, just so I'm clear, this is the guy we think should be driving AI regulation policy. I'm sorry. Nobody gives a fuck about what, the AI CEOs and crypto bros think, okay? My point is they're voting, donating to, and they're uniquely positioned to call out Trump's bullshit. Yeah, I don't think they care about it that much, man. I'm going to be honest.
Their messaging, or the messaging against them, is not working for the Trump campaign, and the messaging from the Harris campaign is working against the Trump campaign. And I think this...
So, going along with the weird narrative, we talked about how, deflated that makes the Republicans feel. Here's some more positive notes, okay? Kamala Harris at a San Francisco fundraiser says, let's not take anything for granted. I know there's a lot of enthusiasm out there. I've never been one to really believe in the polls. What we know is the stakes are so high and we can take nothing for granted in this critical moment. Solid approach. Kamala Harris at the SF fundraiser, I just love Gen Z. I know it may be complicated if you have Gen Z in your family, but I think they're terrific. When Gen Z starts voting in the numbers, a whole lot of this is going to have an absolute sea change in terms of leadership. But yeah, not taking polls for granted is actually pretty solid. Some important lore about Kamala. When she ran in her first election for public office as DA in San Francisco, she started off at 6%. She would go on to defeat the 15-year incumbent with a 56% of the vote. Do you think along with Harris coming into the picture, do you think that the nail in the coffin is Trump picking JD as the running mate? I mean, the guy's a douche. I think it doesn't help. Is Gen Z actually more progressive? On some issues. Gen Z grew up in a world where it's not even a question that like someone can be openly gay. Okay. So on that front, they obviously are not going to be anywhere near as aggressive as like a 60-year-old person is on LGBT rights and stuff. Like, even if they're right wing on other shit, they are still going to be more progressive on things that they take for granted, the social norms, right? Having said that, however, I am not one to believe in generational political divides. That's not how that works. There are still there's a massive gender gap in Gen Z. Like Gen Z women, girls, women, they are very progressive. Gen Z boys are still very much incredibly reactionary as well. So by and large, the idea that like this next generation will save us is the tale as old as time. Everybody loves talking about it. It's bullshit. It's just not a real thing. Yeah, Gen Z boys are the Tate generation. Gen Z boys are the Aiden Ross generation to a certain degree. It just always like the dominoes fall, and at the end of the day, when they get to like a voter eligible age, they end up swinging in similar in a similar distribution of the vote. Bro, we all know how this goes. Dems make promises they can't keep and fundraise out the same issues at the next election because a few bad apples voted out of line. It's the same shit, except they've been in power for years now and done none of it. Why do we keep simping for them? I'm not simping for them. But I can only respond to what they're saying that they're going to do, especially when, at least on the messaging front, they have dramatically changed the way that they operate. I'm comparing this to 2016. In 2016, they literally would not even message appropriately. They were just like, you got to take our vote for granted. Shut the fuck up. You have to vote for us. Do I believe that they will commit to a broadly popular progressive agenda when push comes to shove and they're actually in office? I do not know. I do not feel that they will. But then again, they've never been this responsive to social pressure, public pressure before. So who knows? I can only look at what they've done and what is different than what they've done in the past and analyze off of that.
Communication strategist Frank Luntz just held a focus group. Watch this.
How many of you were supporting Joe Biden 14 days ago? Raise your hands. None of you. How many of you, if the election were held today, would vote for the Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris?
I would.
Okay, that's all of you.
None of you to all of you. And Frank Luntz is with us now. Frank, so thank you so much for being with us. Let me just ask.
HasanAbi head reply guy Frank Luntz.
Again, if the election were held today, you say that Harris would win. If the election were held 4 weeks ago, who would win? Who would have won?
Donald Trump would have won, and I was very careful when I said it. And the reason why, threefold. Number one, he's winning those 3 states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Number two, he had the intensity, so he'd have done actually 1% better than his polling showed. And number 3, frankly, he was on the issues that people cared about.
Let's talk about the Harris side for a second, because you talk about the excitement and enthusiasm. One of the things that she and her running mate are leaning into is this idea of joy. How does joy rate in your focus groups? Is there anything you can see where that's having an impact?
It's not joy. It's the absence of meanness. And I want to be specific about this. It's not that she's so energetic and so, which is part of it. The people in the focus groups appreciate that. It's that they've stopped appreciating the same kind of attacks again and again, year after year, that Donald Trump delivers. Frankly, and now let me upset everyone here, it's not that she's winning this campaign, it's that Donald Trump is losing the campaign. And I'm starting to wonder, how does he not see this? How does he not see the polling decline that he's had? How did he not?
No, he sees it. He absolutely sees it. That's why he's like swinging. He sees it. That's why he's swinging in the wildest directions. If he hadn't noticed it, he wouldn't be lashing out this aggressively.
And understand that people were fed up with a 93-minute convention speech that was really great for the first 30.
You know his ass is desperate. He started posting on Twitter again. Come on, dude.
The key moment here is going to be the debates when Harris and Trump stand side by side and give the alternative points of view. I still think he has a reasonable chance of winning.
Oh, sure.
Because in the end, the issue agenda favors him, but not if you're so angry that you've stopped reflecting the people you're trying to reach.
Frank Luntz, great to speak with you this morning. Thanks so much for your time, as always.
See you.
He's cooked, bro. He's cooked.